The world is a battlefield, and most people lose before they even fight. They stand at the edge of their dreams, paralyzed by doubt, seduced by comfort, and crushed by the weight of their own excuses. They fail, not because they lack talent, not because the stars didn't align, but because they never truly believed they could win. You are different. Deep within you burns a fire, a restless hunger that refuses to settle for the ordinary. This is your moment, your call to rise above the masses, to defy the odds, to claim the life you were born to live. Why do most people fail? Because they surrender to mediocrity. How will you defy the odds? By forging a mind, a will, a legacy that bends the world to your vision. Imagine a man in a cold, cluttered workshop, surrounded by the wreckage of 1,000 failures. Thomas Edison, mocked as a fool, labeled a dreamer, yet undeterred. 10,000 experiments, 10,000 rejections, and still he pressed on. Why? Because his mind was a fortress, impervious to the arrows of doubt. Most people fail because they let failure define them. A single stumble, a single no, and they retreat, convinced the universe has spoken. Edison saw failure as a teacher, each misstep a map to the light. Your mind is your first battlefield. If you let fear, hesitation, or the chatter of skeptics breach its walls, you've lost before you've begun. But if you forge it with resolve, if you guard it like a sacred flame, you become unbreakable. The world doesn't crown the timid. It tests you, taunts you, dares you to shrink. Picture Andrew Carnegie, a penniless boy in a foreign land, weaving rags into steel and steel into an empire. He had no inheritance, no connections, no safety net. What he had was a mind that refused to bow. Most people fail because they see their circumstances as chains. They look at their empty pockets, their dead-end job, their broken past, and say, "This is my limit." Carnegie looked at his reality and said, "This is my starting line." Your circumstances are not your cage. They are your canvas. Paint boldly. Refuse to let the world write your story. A strong mind, though, is only the foundation. It must be fueled by belief, raw, unshakable belief. Not the fleeting wish of a dreamer, but the iron conviction of a warrior. Napoleon Hill called faith the alchemist of the soul, turning visions into reality, dreams into dynasties. Consider Walt Disney, sketching a mouse in a garage while the world sneered. Bankrupt, betrayed, broken, he clung to a belief no one else could see. His faith wasn't a hope, it was a force. Most people fail because their belief is brittle, crumbling under the weight of rejection or ridicule. They wait for validation, for permission to soar. You don't need approval. You need faith. Faith in your vision, faith in your grit, faith in the spark that sets you apart. Belief alone is a spark without direction. You must anchor it with clarity. Most people fail because they chase shadows, vague desires, half-formed dreams, a life they can't define. They say, "I want more," but never ask, "What is more to me?" Clarity is your compass. It's what guided Henry Ford when he dared to dream of a car for every man. The world called him a lunatic. His investors scoffed. But Ford saw his goal with surgical precision. A machine, a mission, a mark on history. He didn't chase wealth. He chased a vision. Close your eyes. What do you see? Not a foggy wish, but a vivid truth. Define it. Name it. Make it so real you can feel its weight in your hands. Clarity becomes your North Star, but it demands a price. Most people fail because they fear the cost of greatness. They want the summit without the climb, the crown without the fight. Purpose is not handed to you. It is forged in the crucible of sacrifice. Look at Abraham Lincoln, a man who tasted defeat at every turn. Failed ventures, lost elections, personal grief. Yet he rose, not because he was spared pain, but because he found a purpose greater than his scars. His why was a nation whole, a world where freedom reigned. What is your why? Why do you rise? Why do you fight? If your purpose is shallow, money, fame, ease, it will collapse under pressure. But if it's deep, if it's rooted in something eternal, it will carry you through fire. Purpose ignites discipline, and discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. Most people fail because they worship comfort over commitment. They start with passion, then falter when the path grows steep. Discipline is not a talent, it's a choice. It's what drove J.K. Rowling to write in freezing cafes, a single mother with nothing but a story and a will. The world didn't gift her Harry Potter. She carved it from the stone of her resolve, word by word, day by day. Discipline is showing up when you're exhausted, when you're broke, when no one believes in you. It's doing the work, connection interrupted, work when the world is silent. Are you willing to outwork your excuses? To rise before dawn, to push past pain, to build when others rest? That's where the odds are defied. Discipline demands action, and action is the spark that lights your vision. Most people fail because they wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect permission. They dream vividly, plan endlessly, but never move. Action is raw, imperfect, bold. It's what separated John D. Rockefeller from the schemers of his era. While others plotted, he built. While others hesitated, he struck. Don't wait for certainty. It doesn't exist. Don't wait for confidence. It comes from doing. Take the first step, however small. Make the call. Write the page. Start the business. The world rewards those who act, not those who wish. Action without gratitude, though, is a flame that fades. Most people fail because they fixate on what they lack, not what they have. Gratitude is not a soft gesture. It's a weapon. It shifts your gaze from scarcity to abundance, from despair to possibility. Look at Oprah Winfrey, born into poverty, abused, discarded. She could have drowned in bitterness, but she chose gratitude for her mind, her voice, her chance to rise. Gratitude doesn't erase pain. It transforms it. Every struggle is a lesson, every loss a teacher. Pause. Name one thing you're grateful for. Not tomorrow, now. That gratitude is fuel. It will carry you when the night is long. The night will be long. The road will twist. It will wound. It will demand you adapt. Most people fail because they cling to the past, refusing to evolve. Adaptability is the mark of a survivor, the heart of a conqueror. Consider Steve Jobs, cast out from his own empire, left to wander. He could have quit, but he reinvented himself, his vision, his legacy. He returned to Apple not as the man he was, but as the man he became. The world shifts. Your plans will falter. Your dreams will morph. Embrace the pivot, learn the new skill. Face the new challenge. Those who adapt thrive. Those who don't fade. Resilience is the steel in your spine. Most people fail because they break under pressure. They see obstacles as endings, not beginnings. Resilience is what carried Nelson Mandela through 27 years of imprisonment. He emerged not with hatred, but with a vision for a new world. Every blow you face is a forge, shaping you into something stronger. You will fall. You will fail. But failure is not the end. It's the raw material of success. Rise, learn, fight again. The odds are not defied by those who never fall, but by those who refuse to stay down. Learning is the lifeblood of defiance. Most people fail because they stop growing. They think they've arrived, that they know enough. The greatest minds, Einstein, Da Vinci, Hill himself, never stopped learning. Knowledge is power, but only if you seek it relentlessly. Read the book. Ask the question. Study the failure. The world is a classroom, and every moment is a lesson. Those who learn, adapt. Those who adapt, win. Focus is your blade, sharp enough to cut through chaos. Most people fail because they scatter their energy like dust in the wind. They chase 100 dreams, answer 1,000 distractions, and wonder why they stand still. Look at Michael Jordan, cut from his high school team, told he wasn't enough. He didn't scatter. He focused. Every shot, every drill, every drop of sweat was a brick in his legend. The world screamed at him to quit, but he tuned it out. What are you tuning out? The noise of critics? The lure of comfort? The endless scroll of screens? Focus is elimination. Strip away the trivial. Protect your time like a king guards his throne. Courage is the fire in your bones. Most people fail because they fear the cost of greatness. They cling to safety, to the familiar, to the soft cage of mediocrity. Courage is what drove Harriet Tubman through the darkness, leading souls to freedom while hunted like prey. She could have stayed hidden, stayed safe, but she chose a mission that burned brighter than fear. Your courage doesn't need to be loud. It's in the quiet choice to keep going when every fiber screams to stop. It's in betting on yourself when no one else will. Name your fear, face it, walk through it. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the defiance of it. Persistence is the heartbeat of success. Most people fail because they quit too soon. They plant a seed, then abandon it before it breaks the soil. Consider Colonel Sanders in his 60s broke, driving from diner to diner with a recipe in his pocket. Over 1,000 rejections, yet he pressed on. KFC wasn't born from luck. It was born from a man who refused to die before his dream did. Persistence is intelligent endurance. It's learning from each no, sharpening your blade. The world doesn't reward the timid. It rewards the relentless. How many times have you been told no? How many doors have slammed shut? Good. Each one is a step closer to yes. Keep knocking. Imagination is the workshop of your destiny. Most people fail because they let their imagination atrophy. They stop dreaming, stop creating, stop seeing what could be. Napoleon Hill called imagination the spark of miracles. It's where empires are born, where impossibilities dissolve. Look at Elon Musk, a man who imagined cars that run on lightning and rockets that touch the stars. The world called him crazy, but imagination doesn't need approval. It needs audacity. What do you see when you close your eyes? A business that changes lives, a legacy that outlives you, a world reshaped by your hands. Build it in your mind. See the colors, hear the sounds, feel the weight of it. The sharper your imagination, the clearer your path. Trust is the anchor of your soul. Most people fail because they don't trust themselves. They second-guess, overthink, paralyze their own progress. Trust is what carried Rosa Parks to that bus seat, a single act that sparked a revolution. She wasn't a titan of wealth or power. She was a woman who trusted her conviction, her worth, her right to stand firm. Trust yourself. You don't need all the answers. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You need to trust that the fire in your gut is real, that the vision in your heart is yours for a reason. Doubt is a thief. Don't let it rob you. When you falter, return to your why. It's your truth. Momentum is the tide that lifts you. Most people fail because they never gain traction. They start, stop, start again, trapped in a cycle of hesitation. Momentum is what turned a small bookstore called Amazon into a global force. Jeff Bezos didn't just act. He kept acting. Every step built on the last. Every risk compounded. Momentum is not speed. It's consistency. It's showing up daily, stacking small wins, letting each victory fuel the next. What's your next step? Not the grand leap, but the one you can take today. Take it, then take another. Momentum doesn't care about perfection. It cares about motion. Balance is the root of endurance. Most people fail because they burn out or lose sight of what matters. They chase success at the cost of their health, their relationships, their soul. Balance is not weakness, it's wisdom. Look at Maya Angelou, a woman who wrote poetry that moved the world while nurturing her spirit and her community. She knew that true success is not a hollow crown. It's a life that breathes, that grows, that gives. Protect your energy, feed your body, honor your loved ones. Success without balance is a castle built on sand. Are you running so fast you've forgotten why you started? Slow down, not to quit, but to recalibrate. A balanced warrior is an unstoppable one. Intuition is your inner compass. Most people fail because they ignore the quiet voice within. They drown it with noise, with logic, with the clamor of the crowd. Intuition is what guided Steve Wozniak to tinker in a garage, building a machine that changed the world. It's not magic, it's the wisdom of your subconscious, forged from every lesson, every scar. Listen to it. When something feels off, pause. When something feels right, leap. Intuition is the spark that lights the path when logic alone isn't enough. Trust it. Hone it. Let it guide you through the fog. Now stand at the edge of your destiny. You are not a dreamer adrift. You are a builder, a warrior, a force. Most people fail because they let the world define them. You will not. You will focus like Jordan, persist like Sanders, imagine like Musk. You will trust your gut, balance your fire, move with momentum. The odds are not your master, they are your challenge. Every step you take is a rebellion against mediocrity. Every choice you make is a brick in your legacy. The world is watching. Show them who you are. Defy the odds. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now legacy is the echo of your life. Most people fail because they live for the moment, not for eternity. They chase fleeting pleasures, temporary wins, and leave no mark. Legacy is what drove Martin Luther King Jr. to speak of a dream while facing death. He didn't live for applause. He lived for a world he might never see. Your legacy is not your bank account or your followers. It's the lives you touch, the values you plant, the change you ignite. What will they say when you're gone? That you played it safe? Or that you burned brightly? That you defied the odds? That you built something eternal? Live for the long game. Build for the ages. Humility is the root of greatness. Most people fail because they let pride blind them. They think they're above correction, above growth. Humility is what made Benjamin Franklin a student of life until his final breath. He sought wisdom, not worship. Humility doesn't diminish you. It elevates you. It opens your eyes to your flaws, your limits, your potential. Seek feedback. Embrace critique. Surround yourself with those who challenge you to rise. The humble heart is a teachable heart, and a teachable heart is an unstoppable one. Community is the strength in your shadow. Most people fail because they go it alone, too proud or too scared to connect. Community is what carried the Wright brothers to the skies. They weren't solitary geniuses. They were partners, supported by a network of dreamers. You are not an island. Find your tribe, those who share your fire, who lift you when you fall, who push you when you stall. Give to them, learn from them, grow with them. Success is not a solo act. It's a symphony. Who's in your corner? Who's cheering your rise? Find them. Build with them. Purpose is the flame that never fades. Most people fail because they drift without direction. They live for others' dreams, others' rules, others' applause. Purpose is what drove Malala Yousafzai to speak when silence was safer. A bullet couldn't stop her because her why was bigger than her fear. Your purpose is your compass, your fuel, your anchor. It's not found in a moment. It's uncovered through struggle, through questions, through truth. Why are you here? What mark will you leave? Dig deep. Find it. Live it. A life without purpose is a life half lived. Now feel the pulse of your own heart. You are not most people. You are a force, a creator, a defier of odds. The world will test you, but it will not break you. Not if you forge a mind of steel, a belief that burns, a vision that guides. Not if you pay the price with purpose, discipline, action. Not if you fuel your journey with gratitude, adaptability, resilience, learning, focus, courage, persistence, imagination, trust, momentum, balance, intuition, legacy, humility, community, and purpose. This is your life. Claim it, build it, own it. The odds are yours to defy. Rise now. The world is waiting.